Did you think making money with Instagram and YouTube was gonna be easy? I did. I've made over 100 YouTube videos and nearly 1,500 Instagram videos. And here is the truth. It was a grind. And I really wish I had done it smarter, not harder, and really sped up the timeline for my results. So to help you grow your business, here are the 33 hard lessons I learned so you don't have to. Lesson number 1, misunderstood. Regardless of what they say, none of your friends and none of your family are gonna understand what you're going through with social media and really care. When I told my workers, my friends, and my family that I was gonna start posting on social media, they said, aren't you a bit old to be posting on social media? Don't you already have a real job? And that's where their support started and ended. Facts are, most people don't have a clue on how difficult it is and how hard it is to gain traction on social media. Most think it's easy. You just press record and start talking. That's why it's so important to find other people that have similar interests just like yours so that you share a common passion. Here's the truth. Most people won't understand why you're doing this or how tough it is at all. Now, the other thing, it's easy. You just point at the camera, and that's why it's so important to find other creators that share your YouTube and Instagram passions. Lesson number 2, strength in numbers. Start a group channel and just support each other. When they learn, you learn. Just this simple hack will accelerate your YouTube growth exponentially. Listen, and number 2, so this is how YouTube works. Most people quit because they're too focused on the chart. In the beginning, it's gonna feel like you're making no progress at all. But in reality, you're building a foundation. And then by being consistent and posting long-term, you will find is that's when you will explode. Lesson number 3, think marathon, not sprint. Because if you think with a narrow view, the results can be heartbreaking and your dreams of social media will die. You have to look at the challenge like becoming a Jedi Master. Roughly 92% of all YouTube channels have less than 1,000 subscribers, while 76% of the nearly 2 billion Instagram profiles have less than 10,000 followers. Lesson number 4, virality is a lie. I've seen Instagram channels with less than a few thousand followers make 6 figures a month, and YouTube creators with less than 1,000 subscribers and getting very little views, making significant revenue with social media. But an influencer with 10 million followers can't pay their rent. Focus on giving value that converts. Anything else is just an ego metric. Lesson number 5, your hero might follow you. Right now, you might be a small fish in a big pond, so you never truly know who is gonna watch or follow you. I have had multiple billionaires, television personalities, influencers, and movie people DM me directly and follow my page. Brand deals could be around every single corner. So you have to learn how to truly respect every single viewer on your page, because all it takes is one single person to completely change your entire life. This one thing is by far more common than pages going viral. Lesson number 6, you should never feel accomplished. Here is why. Growth is about identifying your weakness and then doing everything possible to improve on those weaknesses. The moment you allow your ego to take over, you feel like you're on top of your game. This is where innovation and evolution stops. Growth is an infinite process, so the feeling of failure should in reality be a very regular occurrence. Learn to keep going. Lesson number 7, haters are gonna hate. People are gonna leave the nastiest comments. And I can't stand bullies, cyber or otherwise, harassing other people. I would spend hours crafting clever messages in response to the trolls. Then I realized I was playing their game. They really just wanted attention from me, but secretly they were my biggest admirers. So lesson number 7 is don't waste one moment on haters or naysayers. The longer you do this, the more reach you're gonna get and the more negativity you're gonna attract. Lesson number 8, silence the ego. The battle is in the mind, not on the digital battlefield of trolls, comments, and DMs. There is no truth to what they say. You really aren't a joke. You really do good work, really pour your soul into your clients. Then who truly cares what they say? The real skill here is developing a true feedback loop into improving your content. If you're truly committed to silencing your ego and mastering your craft, then a comment is just evidence to truly fix one aspect or another of your content. Lesson number 9, don't confuse the size of the channel for views or revenue. So I met a fairly large creator with massive views and a large following. However, an industry secret is the majority of creators with large followings are actually completely broke. They focus on views because they survive off of AdSense on YouTube. This is why one creator gets millions of views, but they can't pay their mortgage, while another creator gets 1,000 views per video and makes 10x the revenue. The lesson here is don't compare yourself to others. The bigger channels and creators often don't make the most revenue. Their lives are a mess, their business is in shambles, and they don't generate the revenue that you think they actually generate. In other words, their lives are just for show. The grass is never as green as they would want you to believe. Lesson number 10, false greatness. I would look at others in my niche that blew up faster, were getting more views on their videos and attention than mine. Internally, I would say, I'm better. This isn't fair, and it would really, really piss me off. But here's the deal. Perhaps one aspect of what I was saying was true, but ultimately, the audience is the only judge of what is good content. When we look at a blockbuster, some of them have the greatest effects, but ultimately they flop harder than a P. Diddy party. The audience is the only judge, jury, and executioner for the creator. Learn to get the audience's attention and then hold it. Lesson number 11, copycats are flattery, not offensive. I've had a few really great organic videos and banger ads. That's when the copycatters start to float in, but not copying your content word for word, but even worse. They go as far to steal my own footage, smash together a VSL edit, and then try to repitch back to my clients, offering them 30 days free content and footage. Here is the deal. The game isn't about the words, the script, the pace, the editing, the filming. It's about the skill. Perform on the video, film the content, have it edited juicy, and do it consistently. This is both an art form and mastery of skill. Just because you copy what I do does not mean you're as good at this as I am, nor have as much skill as I do. Lesson number 12, YouTube actually terrified me, so I waited entirely too long to start developing skill on that platform. When I started as a content creator, I would look at these larger YouTube channels and really ask myself, how am I gonna make it? I don't look like them, I don't talk like them, and I can't afford to have videos as edited as tightly as they edit. So I talked myself out of starting. Then I realized every single person started at zero. They stumbled when they were crawling, they got up, they learned how to walk, they bumped their knees, eventually they were sprinting to the finish line. If they had to put in the reps, then so do I. That's when I decided to launch my podcast. Sure, I'm no Joe Rogan, but it was about my clients. And here to date, we've launched 40 plus episodes, and I'm speaking so much better on camera. I still have a very long ways to go, but the good news is the podcast helped me gain confidence to start this channel and go all in on building my YouTube presence my way. Lesson number 13 is the gurus lied to you about building omnipresence. Gary Vee says, post everywhere, volume, volume, volume. One aspect, yeah, and the other aspect, hell no. Remember, garbage into something is just garbage out. So volume with crappy content isn't gonna help you. The content game has actually changed. It is far more valuable to master one platform at a time than it is to split your efforts across multiple platforms and do it poorly. So my advice is to master one platform and all the unique attributes of that platform before you move on and add in more variables with different platforms. Lesson number 14, stack your creative efforts. It is way harder to take 30 minutes to script a video, 20 minutes to film a video, and then hours to edit the same video in one single session. Actually, this is probably the single best way to get burnout because it is massively difficult to move through each zone of the creative process. Lesson number 14 is to batch your content. Script multiple videos, film multiple videos in one session. Then pass all those videos over to your editors. This is the single most efficient way to create content. I batch my content. Lesson number 15, content is priority. Most business owners that I run across struggle to get up their Instagram videos. They struggle to produce their YouTube videos. I'm going to help you fix that right now. If you value it, you will prioritize it. You may have to give up coffee with the homies, death scrolling on TikTok, and watching Netflix for a couple hours. Instead, you need to dedicate 2 hours a day to either ideation, scripting, and producing content, AKA treat it like an actual business so that you actually get it done. Rome didn't build itself in a day. Slaves actually did. Oh, wait. We don't like the S word. Workers without pay built Rome. That's more PC. Lesson number 16. The moment a viewer hits play on your video, they start to judge you. This endless loop of the audience determining, do they like what you say? Are they entertained? Do they like what they see and hear? I've worked with hundreds of creators to this date, and it is far more common than you would think for creators to struggle getting on camera. Remember, this is both an art and a science. And here is the undeniable truth. Your performance has way bigger impact on audience retention and views than you'd like to think. Lesson number 16 is, no matter how good at what you think you're doing is, consistently evolve to make micro improvements over time so that you get better. Number 17, do you really think they know you? You want to treat the audience like they don't know who you are and that they don't trust you. Social media is about views. You should never get mad because you had a really good idea that nobody wanted to watch. YouTube and Instagram and all other platforms have nuances, but it's 100% about the viewer, what they click, what they value, and what they would want to watch, and who can present it to them in a way that they connect with. Lesson number 18, copy until you don't have to. You likely heard the best way to grow on any single platform is to copy what's already working. This is absolutely correct, but the real game changer is when you become the niche. You are the go-to channel in any one platform. You are the niche. You own it. That's when the game changes. That's when there is exponential growth of what seems like overnight success. The only way to develop your own style is to give yourself creative room to grow. Somewhere in there will be your voice and your personality. That is where you'll connect the deepest, is when you're truly your authentic self. Pro tip, here's how you truly blow up. Some niches are stagnant as all copying each other and making the exact same mistakes. Sheep. Step out and look at what's trending in other niches, what's exciting and working for them. Take away those concepts and apply it to your boring niche. That's where you'll explode. Lesson 19, what's most important? Most creators would think the majority of time should be spent ideation, scripting, editing. However, the majority of the time should be spent in packaging. The bulk of time should be spent on a great idea, a great thumbnail and description. In the YouTube space, that great thumbnail and description can make or break the greatest video ever produced. Hell, the granddaddy of YouTube, Mr. Beast, spends the majority of his time crafting thumbnails and focusing on the first few seconds of every video. And if you do it long enough, you will come to the exact same conclusion. I start with an idea, thumbnail, and description long before I ever script one single paragraph of that video. It's by far the single hardest part of making a great video. Lesson number 20, embrace the L's. Most think the L's are for losses, but in life and in content creation, your biggest losses are gems just waiting to be interpreted. L's aren't losses, they are lessons. When you post a video, you get a couple views, maybe negative views on YouTube. That is the lesson. All creators start at zero, but a brilliant one observes what's working with their audience. While the rest of the world winces from failure, a seasoned creator observes and applies forward quickly. That one skill will truly take your content creation to new places. Lesson number 21, subscribers lists and follower lists are graveyards. Do not focus on view ratio to follow ratio. That metric really doesn't matter. The only metric that matters is what viewers am I currently getting and what converts over into a sale. Now, if you are an entertainment channel, you live off of views. But the rest of us, we survive off the product or service that we sell to the viewers. And if you may have missed it, it's about what problem can you solve for the viewer? Profits is what keeps businesses alive, not views. Keep your eye on the real game, total sales. Lesson number 22, binge me please. If you want to blow up your ego metrics and make easy views, then do a video about the news or some other creator or fake alpha. I just threw up in my mouth slightly. We all get tired. Consistency is the key. Make great videos every single time. Something that the audience can get value out of, and execute today and get results. Remember, you may have 11 videos that really haven't gotten much views, but that 12th video can pop off and completely go crazy. Then what happens is the platform pushes more of your content. Video 11 may crush, and then video number 10. What you really want to do is create a binge-worthy Taylor Sheridan TV show, something they just can't stop watching. Lesson number 23. This one is going to save you months of struggle. Recycling is good for the planet, but it's great for your content creation channel. Once you have some great high-performing videos and great formats, you're going to want to reproduce those and change them slightly. Once you have a hit, it likely works repetitively. One might think, oh, the audience won't watch it again. Well, this isn't true. Since they trust you, the audience will watch it again thinking that there's a new gem in the video or a slightly different angle that they could take value away from. This is huge for a creator because you can produce videos repetitively over and over again with slightly different angles and gems embedded in the video. So instead of rewriting the wheel, you get to recycle and get great views multiple times with less and less effort. Lesson number 24, bold sells records. Would you rather hear this? Here are the 3 business lessons, or here are the 3 business lessons to explode your business and on everybody else. Big, exciting, bold claims sell. If you want to stand out at a busy platform, use big, bold, exciting claims to stand out amongst the herd and get their attention. Lesson number 29 isn't about love, but it's short and sweet. On YouTube, you have about 30 seconds to seal the viewer deal. Ideally, you have the first 3 to 8 seconds to stop the scroll and let the audience know what this video is going to be about. On short form, attention spans are way shorter. You have 1 to 3 seconds to stop the scroll and get their attention. They are either in or they are out. So focus your attentions accordingly. Pushing your attention to the quality of the first few moments of every video can make all the difference versus being the best closer ever. Lesson number 30, no one cares about you. That much is accurate. So a crafty way to elevate your credibility is to borrow it. So much like writing a paper. So you formulate a position and back it up with references and studies. So use big authorities on topics and positions. I call this inherent authority. I may have a position on the importance of repetition to develop a skill, but then I pivot. You don't have to take my word for it. Hormozi states, to succeed, you just have to do so many reps that it's unreasonable for you to fail. We can tie that in with a great Hormozi thumbnail, crafty hook, then lay out a content story about our position. But we inherit Hormozi's authority and then springboard off of what he said and use it to our advantage. Lesson number 31, no, it's not the camera or the processing software. Fuck, it's hot out right now. The sun's just blazing down on me. But we're gonna continue because I've committed to making the video through heaven or hell. I'm pretty far from hell, but it's starting to warm up a tad. So let's continue. I once thought to myself, I didn't get views because the camera wasn't fancy enough or the algorithm hates me. No, there isn't some mythical algorithm that hates new creators. The algorithm simply measures watch time, what your content's about, and who to place it in front of that might want to watch it. That's it. While no camera ever made a great movie, when you completely suck at what you're doing, a great camera just amplifies your suckage. Suckage in 8K. That's exactly what the world wants from you. Nobody watched you is because you're unwatchable today. But if you keep going, that will eventually change. Lesson number 32, are you stuck in a creative loop, unable to deliver a video? Here's how you change that. You create a schedule. On day 1, you work on the intro. Day 2, perhaps the body. Day 3, call to action. Now just let that puppy sit and marinate for a few days. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna read that puppy. We're gonna revise it and apply edits. We're gonna remove the areas that the video repeats. Anything unnecessary, just remove it. Because writer's block is a real thing. It is so effective to step away, regain your mental clarity, then come back to the project fresh. So lesson 32 is just give it a break. Where were we? Oh, lesson number 33, and our last lesson. People really don't care how smart you are or what you really said in any of your videos. They will only remember how you made them feel. It's not about you, it's about the audience. It's not about how smart you are. It's about how smart you make them feel. Simplify everything. Genius is about simplifying very complex concepts. The content game is about simplifying it while making entertainment videos that's easy to digest. If you want to learn how to hold the audience attention, you have to master storytelling. Check out this next video right here where I go over how to tell a compelling story.